Hello, my name is Lester Hewitt. Welcome to the Skype Operations Framework SOF Outcomes session. Thank you for your time today. In contrast to other SOF sessions where we guide you how to use the assets, in this case we'll present the deck as an example of how to use this with your team. When you present this deck to your team, we want you to know that we have included speaker notes to help you prepare and deliver. So we created the Skype Operations Framework to help our customers and partners succeed in achieving their business outcomes by delivering quality and reliability, user adoption, and user satisfaction with their Skype for Business online deployments and migrations. In this session, we will lay the groundwork for your success by exploring how SOF defines key project activities and outcomes, which are designed to drive quality and reliability, adoption, and user satisfaction, and are relevant to any size organization deploying Skype for Business. The objective of this session is to discuss how these outcomes are relevant to your deployment and to share how to engage with the SOF materials. Your business outcomes related to this engagement are realized when your teams use Skype for Business and incorporate communications into their business processes to enhance those processes. It's key to understand that quality underpins usage. If you deliver a quality service that delights your users, then teams gain confidence and find new, innovative ways of doing things that drive business benefits. The capabilities of Skype for Business range across group collaboration, conferencing, fixed and mobile telephony capabilities, as well as video and screen sharing. And users of various legacy offerings in these areas expect always available, highly reliable experiences. As such, it's critical to treat Skype for Business as a first-class citizen with other communication and collaboration investments, prioritizing real-time traffic on a peer level with voice, conferencing, and other collaboration tools. By taking these steps proactively as described in these slides, IT and end-user support teams will minimize user disruptions due to non-optimal configurations that can be avoided. Skype for Business Online is a real-time service, and there is more to achieve quality than just switch it on. It's key to understand that when planning to consume a real-time cloud service, there are activities and outcomes that your project needs to take care of, related to things such as preparation and setting up your environment correctly to deliver quality, spending time to get the network and internet access set up correctly, ensuring that you've got the latest clients, setting ports that are open, for example. Adoption and user satisfaction are critical to think about when thinking about how to create communication so that your teams understand why this technology change is being made and what's in it for them to drive the desire to change and adopt this new platform. And also to think about how you're going to measure user satisfaction to understand how delighted your users are. Ongoing management ensures that quality and reliability are delivered and any issues introduced by the environment are rapidly detected and remediated. So some activities and outcomes are common across cloud services, syncing directories, enabling licensing, enabling users, etc. And some are unique to a real-time communication system, such as Skype for Business Online. This is a sample of the types of questions that our customers and partners ponder as they engage with planning to deliver Skype for Business Online. Some of the questions that people ask are, what are the right tools and approach to assess network readiness? What's the best way of doing that? What steps must I take before moving to the cloud? What do I need to think about? What do I need to put in my plan? How do I interconnect my existing telephony infrastructure to the cloud? And who are the certified partners who help with ongoing managed services? So we know that when delivering Skype for Business Online and adding real-time workloads, stakes are high and expectations are higher. We created the Skype Operations Framework for customers and partners as part of the Skype for Business product to help you succeed with delivering Skype for Business Online and answer the key questions that you are pondering. We believe that following a framework that encompasses planning, delivering, and operating to execute and maintain any real-time system results in an increase in quality and reliability whilst driving user adoption and measuring user satisfaction. With SOF, we are providing the practical guidance that covers what to do to achieve quality and reliability and the order required to undertake these key activities. We provide assets for you to use and the associated training to become confident in using these assets. Let's start by looking at the key outcomes that are part of plan, deliver and operate, and then dig deeper into the key activities that drive meeting those outcomes. So let's start with plan and thinking about what happens during that plan phase of the Skype Operations Framework. So this is around, as I said, driving repeatable success with Skype for Business Online. So planning drives a common shared vision to minimize surprises as the project executes. Planning covers 4 key stages where the project undertakes activities to drive envisioning, what are we going to achieve and how are we going to achieve it. Assessment of the current environment readiness, so looking at things like the network and looking at the current client platform, looking at the current deployed systems. Design of the solution, so we'll be covering where we may be deploying things like Cloud Connector Edition, and which firewall ports are we requiring. And then preparation for delivery. Preparation of the current environment, maybe basically updating firewall settings, maybe updating network settings, and so on and so forth. So the outcome of this, of planning, when we work through envision, assess, design, and prepare, is the creation of a common consensus amongst the project team. Plus a shared view of the design and the readiness and remediation activities that are needed to prepare for a successful deployment. The shared vision to achieve the business outcomes is key to ensure that the project team has the support of the executive sponsors to drive awareness and buy-in to ensure that identified remediation activities are correctly prioritized to drive success across multiple teams. And the key thing here is across multiple teams. We know that a number of different teams within the organization come together to deliver Skype for Business successfully. And sometimes they have different prioritizations and different timescales. So having that shared consensus between those key teams really helps because it makes sure that everybody understands when various activities are required and also the importance of these various activities coming together as a whole to exit the prepare phase, being ready for the next phase, which is the delivery phase. So the delivery, if we look at the deliver phase now, deliver is made up of 4 stages: deploy, enable, adopt, and enhanced. And delivery or migration to the cloud service takes place typically on a site-by-site basis, which requires coordination between teams and when undertaken correctly drives adoption, user satisfaction, and long-term use of the service, enhancing business processes that leverage communications. The key stages of deployment are of clients, peripherals, and room systems, enabling users and initiating operations, driving adoption, and looking for new opportunities to further enhancement as you deploy. A key learning from a number of engagements has been that the ongoing operational roles and capabilities must be in place to land that first site with success, so that that first set of users is going live with a full set of operational processes and robust processes for monitoring, reporting, running through them. And this is not something that can simply be tacked on as an afterthought, but needs to be initiated at this point with defined roles and responsibilities. And if we look in a little more detail, we can go on to the next slide and we can talk about the operating aspect. So ongoing operations are really key to long-term adoption, continuing to drive delighted users and usage of the solution. So Microsoft operates the elements of the service which are located in the cloud. However, your networks, clients, and configuration choices have an impact on quality and reliability that your teams experience from the cloud service. So ongoing operations focuses on the day-to-day end-user management tasks and the monitoring of quality and reliability data to identify and drive targeted and timely remediation of any issues discovered. And as we see as we dig into SOF in more detail through follow-on sessions and follow-on training, there's a lot of good practical guidance provided to help you get up to speed with operations and also to help you think about who's going to undertake what role. Delivering Skype for Business Online successfully is a journey, and SOF guides you throughout that journey. Here we look at this journey to start exploring the activities and outcomes we engage in as we undertake this journey over time, where time is really running from left to right on the bottom of the screen. We represent SOF as an ongoing life cycle with our wheel graphic that you can see in the top right-hand corner. And here we see how we can unfold this over time. So we begin in the plan phase, working through the key plan activities to drive the shared vision and minimize surprises. In plan, we start planning site rollouts. We're creating that initial schedule for the quarter. What are we going to achieve and how are we going to do it? and also planning who will undertake operations while agreeing key sponsors and adoption strategies. We then move into the deliver phase, laying in new capabilities that have been enabled in the cloud service, instantiating operations, and driving the site-by-site deployment of peripherals and user enablement. It's at this point where you'll be engaging in adoption activities and starting to measure user satisfaction. The final phase is transitioning into ongoing operations, where your focus is on the ongoing management of a high quality and reliable solution, monitoring the end user quality and reliability, and identifying and remediating issues related to your environment. It's expected that during operate, new features and new sites may be delivered as they come online within the service. Throughout the SOF materials, you will see that we focus on critical factors for quality. So we shared that quality is a requirement to successfully deliver your business outcomes. Let's walk through some key critical factors that impact quality and reliability, which are covered throughout SOF. We share them here to ensure that these critical factors are exposed at the start of any delivery, as working to achieve these often requires alignment across a number of your teams. So let's start with, take this top to bottom. A key critical factor for quality is around the clients that your users work with. Using the current client means that you have the latest features, fixes, and media stack improvements. Click to Run delivers those latest features. As part of the assets in SOF, we will discuss the various channels that are available. But working to make sure that your users have got the latest current clients is a great way of driving success and is a critical factor for quality. Ensuring that the correct IP ports and protocols are enabled for both access to Office 365 and also external access when running in hybrid mode are key to delivering a consistent experience for internal, external, and third-party customers accessing online meetings. WAN optimization devices and proxies are typically not optimized for real-time media and can cause a number of quality and reliability issues. Bypassing these devices for Skype for Business traffic is a key critical factor for quality. Some newer devices now have specific configuration to support Skype for Business, and these should be investigated. Skype for Business signaling and media traffic is encrypted by default. If this traffic travels down a VPN, it's leveraging double level of encryption, and this typically adds latency and can provide a suboptimal media path, which impacts quality and reliability. So bypassing VPN tunnels and having the Skype for Business media traveling directly can be a good factor that impacts and delivers additional quality. A key piece around any deployment that would work through in the plan phase and assessment is really assessing the bandwidth requirements to support the real-time collaboration service. Understand the traffic flows that take place when you deliver and using a cloud service, and then looking to see what configurations such as quality of service can be implemented to manage that traffic on the internal network. And finally, a key critical factor with this is to continually measure your network performance and understand the impact on quality that I'm providing. Skype for Business provides the core quality dashboard to help you identify quality issues and pinpoint where remediation is required. And SOF has assets that explain how to set up and use this tool. We recently published a set of core quality dashboard videos up onto the SOF site that really help you to understand how to set up and how to use a core quality dashboard to be able to investigate media. We also released the managing a reliable and quality deployment playbook as part of our operate assets to really help you and give you kind of daily guidance on what you should be doing around that monitoring and measuring. If we put this together, simply put, to enable all of these 6 key capabilities, it's around driving and needing executive sponsorship. To enable these 6 areas takes a number of different teams within your environment. And the equation really to think about here is business outcomes require quality, which requires that these critical factors are met. To meet these typically needs executive sponsorship, because what we're saying is business outcomes are delivered when you have delighted users. Users are delighted when they receive a quality and reliable service. Delivering that quality and reliable service requires that these critical factors are considered and are met during that deployment. So as we dig into the further key activities and outcomes, we'll cover where discussions related to these critical factors take place. So let's dig a little bit deeper into plan over the next 2 or 3 slides. So as we dig into SOF in greater detail, start to understand the key activities and outcomes that drive quality and reliability to help you deliver your business outcomes. This may seem daunting at first, but we can assure you that SOF provides the tools and assets to help you achieve these outcomes. So we divided each SOF phase into 4 discrete stages to make it easier to understand where you are in your own journey. Plan is made up of 4 stages: envision, assess, design, and prepare. So each stage has a set of key outcomes that we list on the right-hand side that contribute towards the overall phase outcome. These outcomes are relevant to any size customer, and SOF provides the guidance on the activities and assets needed to deliver these outcomes. Time and effort required to deliver each outcome depends on your organization's size and complexity, and often the number of different teams that need to engage. For example, whether you're delivering Skype for Business to 100, 10,000 or 100,000 users, you need to have clearly documented the objectives of the project and the key results expected, and the key success indicators to clearly set direction and to understand what needs to be measured to achieve success. Just roll it out does not provide that clarity or the correct level of executive sponsorship to drive the project and any required remediation. Speaking of remediation, given the approach of minimizing surprises, it's important to assess the current environment to confirm readiness status and the items that need remediation before deployment can commence. While remediation is taking place, design can take place. This may be as simple as confirming the key policies and network ports that are required and the regions that are to be used to host meetings, or it may need to cover the approach to delivering dial tone. Once the design is agreed, then there are a number of preparation activities that are required to get ready for the delivery phase. A key one is to initiate the ongoing operational roles, so you're ready for the first sites to be deployed with quality. And you can see how important we consider this. If we look in the prepare phase, we can see in the activities we've left the initiate operational roles functions in bold. It's really a key thing to start thinking about who's actually going to undertake those ongoing operational roles and mapping those to named individuals and named teams. So in the previous slide, we shared key quality factors. Many of these are initially discussed during the envisioning workshops to ensure the correct executive sponsorship has been aligned, and are discussed in greater depth during the network readiness assessment and the client design activities. Preparation and changes that are required in the current environment are executed in the prepare stage prior to engaging on delivery. So with this slide, we've really tried to summarize the key outcomes that take place within plan, map them to the stages so that you understand where you are in the journey, and then also align them to the key activities that are taking place. And for each of these activities, within SOF, we provide assets and tools and documentation and workshops to help you execute these. So let's move into deliver. We move into the deliver phase, which is made up of the 4 stages of deploy, enable, adopt, and enhance. So we focus on getting the central tenant changes implemented first. So getting those configurations set up, enabling capabilities, enabling licensing, and then getting the site-by-site preparation tasks in motion in the deploy phase. On a site-by-site basis, we may be looking at site surveys to understand exactly what's on the site, what current systems we need to integrate with, what current room systems are in play, what current PBX systems are in play for integration, and also the number and location of users. So we undertake testing also to ensure that the defined configuration provides the required feature set. So that's testing on a central basis, maybe as you go into pilot, and also potentially some additional tests you may run on a site-by-site basis. So once your testing is confirmed that you're good to go with your configuration, then 2 key components come together in the enable stage: delivering peripherals to users on a site-by-site basis, and enabling for the service whilst measuring quality and end-user satisfaction. You then focus on executing your adoption plans, ensuring the communication paths are open and that teams understand what is in this for them. It's recommended to keep an eye on new features that you may have been enabled in the service since you started the project, and layer these into the site-by-site rollouts. And once we move into the operate phase, where the majority of your focus is on ongoing operations, but you may be in parallel adding in new sites, and also adding in new capabilities to the service, such as recent updates that have been released in the last couple of months' time. So as you saw from the earlier slides, you really need to have your operations teams or partner in place and engaged before you deploy your first site. Here we use the 4 stages of monitor, report, support, and run to define the key outcomes that you need to drive. It's essential to understand that your environment has an impact on the quality and reliability of the service that is experienced by your teams. Skype for Business provides tools to review core quality and to help you identify possible causes and areas for remediation. Reporting is key to understand how the solution is being used and to feed into capacity planning for your environment. And support helps people fix usage issues that they may have. And finally, there are day-to-day activities that must take place and need to be catered for. Tasks such as enabling users, assigning policies and features, and these take place in the run stage. So hopefully over the last 3 slides, we've given you a little bit of a sort of double click down into SOF, plan, deliver, and operate. And the key things to think about really with these slides is to focus much more on the outcomes on the right-hand side, to look at the outcome for the phase, as in plan, deliver, and operate, and then a little bit more about the outcomes of each of them as we go through each stage. So kind of almost, if you like, tick off whether you've achieved those outcomes or whether there's something that you want some additional help and support with. And the nice thing about it is the way that we have laid out the materials on the SOF site, which we'll get to in a minute, you can actually browse them by either projects on a week-by-week basis, or you can browse the materials on a stage or phase-by-phase basis. So allowing you a number of different ways of being able to access and engage with the Skype Operations Framework, depending on where you are with your current project. While this may look daunting at first, don't worry. We've created SOF to guide you along this journey and provide you with the tools, methodology, and assets you need to be successful. Let's spend some time to understand what makes up SOF. Imagine, if you will, that an interesting looking box has turned up on your desk with SOF written on it. Of course, you're excited to open it. Let's start by unboxing SOF and seeing what's in there for you. As we open SOF, we notice the following components. First and foremost is the workflow that guides you through a set of related activities to achieve the outcomes we've discussed so far in this session. Each activity has assets for you to use, documents, workshops, tools, etc. It's built on the accumulated experience from our team, partners, and customers. We built an interactive guide on our site to help you explore the workflow and assets at your own pace, whether that's on a week-by-week basis, whether that's on a phase basis. So remember, the concept behind SOF is to deliver success. Deliver projects and provide a reliable and quality Skype for Business online service. Our experiences show that working through plan, deliver, and operate phases reduces risks whilst improving adoption. And the great thing about SOF is written for both customers and partners to create that trusted bridge of understanding. We know that some customers will undertake a project in-house and leverage our SOF materials themselves, while others will prefer to work with a partner. SOF provides that common approach and language, plus SOF-trained partners. We know that some customers will want to undertake this journey on their own, leveraging the SOF materials as they go. But others will prefer a partner to work with them across the life cycle of plan, deliver, and operate. We have SOF managed service partners who have incorporated SOF assets and methodology into their own offers and can not only help you plan and deliver Skype for Business, but also help you with the operational tasks. We've provided assets to help you understand the key operational tasks and roles required so that you can have a structured conversation with a managed service provider to agree the split of tasks and roles to suit you. Customers who wish to have assistance with their deployment or migration can get support from a number of different ways, from both Fast Track, the Microsoft Customer Success Service, and a list of SOF-trained partners. Links to the partner sites are accessible through skypeoperationsframework.com/partners. Fast Track can be accessed by fasttrack.microsoft.com, and the Fast Track team will provide you with guidance on how to follow through the SOF process. Our partners have gone through specialized training with members of the Skype for Business team to become SOF ready and prepared deployment offerings that align with the Skype Operations Framework and are ready to help drive success with your projects. Where do I go to get SOF, I hear you ask? Well, the answer is here at www.skypeoperationsframework.com. You'll be greeted by our updated start screen, tailored for your success, and our Start Now button. We encourage you to read the first page, understand a little bit more about the Skype Operations Framework and the key phases of plan, deliver, and operate. And here you can start your journey through a set of simple questions that help to target you to some of our materials. And you'll land on an interactive guide where you can start to explore, either on a week-by-week basis, the activities and outcomes that we think underpin your success, or also explore these on a phase-by-phase basis. In addition to the SOF assets and the access that we provide, there's also the Academy, where you can go to receive training, both technical and on SOF. You can engage our partners and start to understand the partners and the offers that they have in this space, and also read some success stories from other customers who have deployed Skype for Business Online successfully. In addition to this, there's also ability to access some additional downloads, some assets and tools, and really to engage and provide feedback. Now that you understand a bit more about the Skype Operations Framework, the next stage is around getting started with the engagement. So a great place to start is to start discussing with your Microsoft account team, discussing how Fast Track and SOF partners can assist you, understanding what some of the requirements are, and also looking through some of the offers that our partners provide. Next thing is to really engage with Fast Track and partner to start to plan out your delivery and your timescales, setting the date for kickoff, confirming key stakeholders, and engaging with those plan activities. A recent update to SOF, we have delivered the Planning for Customer Success workshop. And one of the things that we recommend you do is to review that workshop to really start to understand some of those critical factors that need to be considered early on during a deployment. And you'll see when we actually, when you navigate to the interactive guide, it's the first tile in the interactive guide for any of our journeys. So we'd love you to download that deck, work through that, and make sure that you are setting yourselves up for success. If you want to get engaged a little bit more about SOF, we also have the SOF Community. So this is ak.ms/SOF Community in the top right-hand corner. And here, basically, you can engage with your peers, customers, and other partners, really thinking and sharing information and discussing with the SOF team as well, guidance and how people are using these types of assets. It's a great place to contribute, and we'd love you to come and visit and join in the conversations that are going through. We also have the SOF feedback piece at skypeoperationsframework.com/feedback. And a great thing to do is basically, if you do have any feedback on the assets, anything that you have found is incorrect or slightly suboptimal, please provide that feedback. If there are areas that are relevant to you that I think are missing out of SOF, it's a great place to provide that feedback. That's something that we review on a regular basis. And as we iterate on the SOF assets, we incorporate feedback as well as product updates into those assets to bring us along. So I'd like to thank you for spending your time with us today. We hope that this overview of SOF from an outcomes perspective is something that will help you to understand where SOF can be applied in your own project. So if I sort of leave you with a summary, we created SOF to really drive quality and reliability, to drive adoption, and to really help you measure user satisfaction. So we believe that delighted users use the service, they find new and creative ways of improving business processes and drive towards you achieving your business outcomes. We leverage the 3 phases of plan, deliver, and operate to be able to structure and frame the assets that we provide for you, and those assets are provided for customers and partners. We would love to hear your feedback and take part in the community, and I'd love to hear from you or meet you at various events. Thank you very much for listening.